always happy to talk to you because you always have so much going on. In fact, I don't even know what to talk to you about first, but
All
but
right.
hey, that's a good thing, right? You've always
Yeah.
managed to stay busy.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it with Revolution Saints, and this is such a cool thing, and I'm curious about how it all came together, and of course, guys running all the same circles, but I mean, the music is just fantastic.
Well, it came together because Serafino, who's the president of
Hmm.
Frontiers Records, basically called and asked if I'd be interested. Jack Blades and Doug Aldrich had left Revolution Saints, and I actually don't even know why, except for I think their schedule just got really busy. But anyways, and they're two guys that I love and respect. So, but I got the call. Would I be interested in playing with Joel and Dean? And of course, I said yes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's too good a thing to pass up. And it's kind of nice for me because I only have to play bass on it. I don't have to
Yeah.
produce it and do the things I ordinarily do. So it's a nice change of pace for me. And it's nice to get to just kick back. I mean, I'm working with people I love and respect, and Alessandro, who wrote most of the songs that have come along so far. I deeply respect him. So it's kind of easy. I don't have to do a lot, and I love it. And working with Dean and Joel is just incredible. So that's how it came about.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dean's voice is just it only keeps getting better, I think.
Well, that's what really draws me to the project is Dean's voice. Just, I mean, it really moves me. It gives me goosebumps, and there's something so real and pure about his voice. And even though it has a journey-ish sound, you can't help but think Journey a little bit, but there's still something so real about it, and it's so from his heart, and you can just
Mhm.
feel that he has to me the quality that the real great singers have, and that drew me to it, as well as listen, Joel
Yeah.
is like, I want to say he's a perfect guitar player. He's just
Yeah.
amazing. He can play anything. He's a great writer. He's great to work with. He looks great. I mean, he's just and I've worked with Joel before and I knew how great he was, so it was just such a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's amazing how he can do it without even looking at it. I mean, you've
Well,
worked with great guitar players before,
yeah,
but goodness.
he's his talent level on the guitar is way in the upper leagues.
Hmm. Well, is there a particular song on the album that you're particularly proud of? I mean, maybe it's like choosing a favorite
No,
child, but still, it's,
not really. No, I
yeah.
mean, I see it as a whole body of work. In fact, when they divide up the singles, I'm often surprised, and I think I don't even know how they choose them, but I just think the whole record as a record is a body of work that's great, and I sure am proud of it.
Yeah. Well, and then of course you got the End Machine coming back up, and that's, gone through some changes, but really cool though, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if have you heard the silent or seen the
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, yeah, we're so excited about that. That record, Quantum Phase, comes out March 8th.
Hmm.
Silent Winter came out, I believe, January 15th. And the response we've been getting has just been phenomenal. And let's
Hmm.
face it, the new singer, Girish Pradhan, is
Yeah.
just amazing. He is beyond amazing. And we have another single coming February 15th, song called Killer of the
Hmm.
Night. But once again, this is another whole body of work that I'm really excited for people to hear. Again, it's coming March 8th. And
Hmm.
I'm just really proud of it. I think George and I both are. This is one of the ones that we're kind of most proud of in quite a long time, because
Yeah.
it's just an amazing piece of work. I mean, Girish just outdid himself, and the whole band just congealed around it and made it into a perfect whole. And again, just really excited.
Yeah. Well, because we all love Robert, but then you hear this guy and you're like, where in the world did this guy come from?
Right. And listen, and I like to state this in every interview I do if possible.
Yeah.
That it is nothing against Robert. Robert did a
Oh
great
yeah.
job. We love Robert, and Robert is incredible. The change of pace was kind of suggested by the label, and you know what? When we heard Garish's voice, it was like, wow, okay, it's going to be
Hmm.
worth a try, and I think we hit pay dirt. So again, it's nothing against Robert. Robert is
Oh yeah.
incredible, make no mistake. But the change of pace has really worked out well for us, and I'm just really excited about it.
Yeah, that's so cool. And then of course you got another round with Foreigner, which it's it's
Yeah.
amazing, right? Just
That's coming up in just a couple weeks. We have a pretty heavy year of touring. This is our second year of our farewell tour. And when we say farewell tour, we mean the end of the 9 months of the year on the road stuff.
yeah,
Um, this is the last year we're going to do that, 2024. So
yeah,
in 2025, not sure what our situation is going to be show wise yet. That's still being worked out. But I know it's not going to be a 9 month touring situation, which will kind of open up my schedule a little bit, which will be nice. Um,
yeah.
but going to be a real busy year with Foreigner this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, and then of course, people always mention the times with Dokken, which was so much fun, and I guess there might be some kind of Netflix something or another coming up. So, I that's what I
Yeah,
hear. Who knows?
I read that too.
Yeah, and you're
I
like,
have,
oh,
and then I have people that kind of know Netflix people, and they say, "Well,
yeah,
no, we don't know about anything like that." So
yeah,
that could be in a figment of somebody's imagination. I don't know.
yeah,
But hey, let's hope. Wouldn't that be cool to have a
yeah.
Netflix special on Dokken? I mean, there's
Well,
certainly, if they did it, it would certainly have a lot of great material. That's for sure.
I was going to say those were some crazy times, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could. I would love it if they did something, made a movie and had actors, because it could
Yeah.
be really really entertaining. I mean, we did some really stupid things as a group, collectively, and they would make for entertaining moments.
Mhm.
Egos and drug reactions. All I mean, everything. We have it all, and we'd give you plenty of great material.
Yeah. Well, just the replaying of the Dream Warriors video alone is
Yeah,
amazing.
that kind of makes me sick. Yeah.
I love it. Well, of course, you've always one of the gifts is you've always made it look so easy up on stage. You've made it look so fun, and of course, we can be, but like it's tough to get into. And what kind of advice do you offer to people that are now? Because there's new generations that come up all the time and seeing you for the first time. What do you tell
Well, I mean, if I'm talking to a serious musician who wants to
them?
have a long career on the road, I would tell them, first of all, you got to be really passionate about it, because there are a
Hmm.
lot of downtimes, and it'll kill you if you're not passionate about it, because the travel, the odd schedules, everything about it is very unnatural unless you are just 100% committed and passionate about it. So you got to be passionate. And then I tell them, take care of yourself, have fun,
Hmm.
but find what your limits are, because if you lose sight of taking care of yourself, you're going to go downhill, and you could go downhill really fast. I've seen some people really go downhill fast. And like I say, it's important to have fun. I
Hmm.
mean, there's a reason why it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You can have fun. But again, the music has to be the most important thing. And so if your fun is getting in the way of the music, you're having too much fun.
Hmm.
um if but I think it's possible to have fun and carry on and keep committed to the music, but just stay with the music. And the older you get, the more you're going to have to take care of yourself. You have to understand that. It just takes more and more maintenance to get up there and do it the older you get. So if you're committed to it, take care of yourself, commit yourself to the music, have fun, and then have a nice ride.
Yeah, yeah. Got to do that yoga and drink water, right?
Well, I mean, I think those are two things that can really help. Sure.
Yeah. I just saw your name on there at the hot for yoga.
Yeah, well, and yeah, that's one of the things I do is I do meditate, and I have been meditating for many years. And
Hmm.
since the pandemic, I've started doing a virtual meditation class. If you go to
Nice.
hotforyogascv.com, you can get the details on it. I do a weekly meditation class. It's only a half hour.
Hmm.
But it's really been helpful, and I love doing it, and love to have people join us. It's anybody can do it. It's not anything hard or difficult. It's very, very simple. So join us
Yeah, I would love to. That's something I definitely need to do a little bit more of.
right there in
Yeah,
front of you.
I love it. Well,
It's a click
so
away.
Yes. Now you're probably familiar with my co-host Drew Pearson, one of our Dallas Cowboys greats.
Mhm.
Caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame. He wanted me to
Yeah.
make sure that I asked you your Hail Mary moment, that moment in your life or career. We just had to go for it and it worked out for you. What do you suppose that was for you? You probably had a few.
You know what? I'm actually not going to do me. I'm
Okay.
going to do my daughter because she
Yeah.
had a moment that I can absolutely pinpoint that was really pivotal and
Hmm.
changed her life. And it's a good example. Um, Foreigner was in Switzerland in 2018. We were doing shows with the um, the 21st Century Orchestra and Choir in Lucerne, Switzerland. They
Hmm.
were orchestral shows with Foreigner. And the orchestrator is a guy by the name of Dave Egger, who is just a tremendously talented, wonderful guy. He's also a cellist. And so we were talking at the shows. My wife and daughter came over. My daughter at the time was 13, I believe, 14. So they came over to visit. And my daughter plays the cello. So Dave he said, "Hey, let's bring her up to play on I Want to Know What Love Is." It's a
Wow.
fairly straightforward cello part, and wouldn't it be great to bring her up? And I was like, "Oh, I'd love that." So her mother and I had breakfast together, and we were talking, her mother and I, and Olivia, our daughter, and we started talking. And I said, "Well, what do you think about doing this?" And she was like, "Oh, I can't do that, Daddy. No, no, I'd be too scared." And I'm like, "Really? I mean, the parts are pretty straightforward." She goes, "Yeah, but I don't want to mess everything up." And I was like, "Even if you mess up, honey, there's plenty of other string players up there. You're
Hmm.
not going to mess the whole thing up, and I bet you won't mess it up. You can play these parts. I know that." And she was like, "Oh God, Daddy, I'd be so nervous and everything." I was like, "Well, we're not going to force you, but just think about this. Maybe doing this could really help you see that it's the anticipation and fear sometimes that cause us to not tackle the issues in our life. Um, when just doing it gets rid of that anticipation and anxiousness and fear. Just think about it." So she said, we talked for several more minutes, but then she said, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." So
Yeah.
she did. That night, she came on stage, and she was nervous beforehand, but she came
Hmm.
on stage. She was really focused. She really played the parts, and she had a great time. She ended up leaving Switzerland and going back home. And for the first time, she tried out for a musical, and she had to sing to try out for the musical. And she's got a wonderful singing voice, but she had
Hmm.
always been really shy about it and
Yeah.
really didn't want to sing in front of anybody. But she went in there and she sang Civil War by Guns N' Roses for her audition.
Wow.
And I heard her practice it. She knocked it out of the park. She ended up getting the lead role in Shrek, and she played
Mm.
Shrek, and she just had the time of her life. It was one of the most important things that ever happened to her. It gave her incredible confidence. She's gone on to play the lead or other pretty significant roles in plays since then. And it was just a huge life builder and confidence
Yeah.
builder. And I think that's an example of a Hail Mary moment where she could have gone the other way. She could have let the fear hold her back, but she didn't. And it made a
Yeah.
difference.
Man, that's a great Hail Mary moment. I love that.
Yeah.
And part of that is what you're talking about is that kind of confidence, that success mindset, even if you're kind of, talking yourself into it. Is there something that you've always told yourself that's kept you on the right path, even when things were
Well,
tough?
yeah, I mean, I always fall back on the love of music, I mean,
Hmm.
and when things look really difficult, I always ask myself, well, but I'm committed to the music, so am I doing the right thing by the music? And if I feel I am, then I carry on regardless. There was that period in the early '90s when the music that I played was so incredibly unhip. And I
Hmm.
understood why, and I kind of wanted to roll with the times, but it was difficult. And you had to kind of hold on to, all right, I'm open to new paths, but I want to stay committed to what I love. And
Hmm.
I found that commitment really kind of did the trick for me and kept me on path. And now things have kind of come full circle, and now us old guys are kind of cool. So it's all right.
Oh, love that. Well, of course, we know that you got the Foreigner tour coming up, but will we see any Revolution Saints or In Machine shows or tour or anything like that?
I doubt if you would in 2024, just
Yeah.
because my schedule is crazy. But having said that, because of the foreigner situation lightening up in 2025, I mean, if we do shows, it would not be as
Hmm.
many as we normally do.
Right.
Um, and uh, and it wouldn't be like a long tour. So my time might be opening up in 2025. So maybe there is an opportunity
Yeah.
to do some shows with some of the other things in 2025. We'll see. I know George Lynch is ending up his farewell ride with the Lynch Mob in 2024. So I
Hmm.
think his schedule will open up a little bit in 2025. But, having said all that, I would love to do it, but the logistics for some of these things is
Yeah.
really difficult. Like with M Machine, we have a singer that lives in India,
Yeah.
just a little bit of a difficulty. But we'll see. I would love to do it
Mhm.
if it's at all possible, but like I say, logistics make it tough.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else coming up that we have to look forward to? Because I know that's enough, but you may have more.
Well, I actually, the Black Swan project that I have,
Oh,
Red Beach is coming out
yeah.
this Sunday, and we're going to work for a week and start writing the next Black Swan record, which I'm sure
Yeah.
won't come out till 2025. But he's coming out here, so Black Swan is Red Beach, Robin McCauley, and Matt
Yeah.
Starr. I'm very excited about that project as well. I can't wait for Reb to get here. We're going to have some fun putting that together. So there's another record to look forward to.
Good. Right there in the studio where all the magic happens, right?
It's right here.
I love it. That's wonderful. Well, it's always such a pleasure to talk to you and just to see all the great things you have going on. I really appreciate your outlook on everything and all the great
Thank you.
answers and
Thank you.
look forward to seeing you again soon. Hopefully
I
here
hope
in
so.
Dallas this summer.
Yeah, man. Oh, we will be. So, all right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye bye.
You